She is nice and ready. She's getting the grill heated up. Get this thing smoking. And I will show you the end result when we are all finished. Alright, we got the grill rolling right at about 275 degrees. It's kicking up right now because I got the top off. So I turned it down so that once I get the top on and get it set, should be rolling at about 250. Right at about 250 should be rolling. This thing is nice and toasty right now. I'll go ahead and get this beautiful pork butt on here. Fat cap up because the heat is going to be rolling up and over this thing. And I want it to stay moist the entire time. So, heavy, thick, fat cap side up. Get all of the seasoning out of the pan here. All over the top of this baby. Nice and toasty, nice and toasty. Rolling real good right now. Go ahead and get this thing closed down. Get that thing nice and calm. Shut it down even a little bit more down on the bottom. And we'll close it off even more over here also. Just so we get it at a nice temperature. Of course, right now it's up over 300, but it should calm down quite soon. I'm gonna let it ride for a little bit, see how far the temperature gets down. If it's still not comfortable, then I'll open the grill up and I'll move some of the coals around a little bit. But I'm planning on smoking this out here for about 6 hours, nice and slow. Got a beautiful ring of coals around the kettle, so it should come out quite perfect. Can't wait to taste this thing later. I will pop this top off one more time just to give it a nice look with my flashlight, so we get a nice view. That is going to smoke tremendously. Temp still coming down, riding a little high right now, just above 3, trying to get it down even further. Might have to go in there and move the coals around, but I will give it about 10 minutes to settle. If it doesn't settle then I'll move some of the coals a little bit, just to spread the fire out just a little bit more so it doesn't get as hot. I'll check back with y'all in a few minutes, see what we can come up with here. The pork butt was seasoned with a few different seasonings. I can tell you exactly what I used here in a second. You got your light brown sugar, garlic powder, chili powder. I have some celery seed, minced onion, onion powder, oregano, cinnamon, cumin, and a little bit of mustard powder. I just mixed it all up in a nice little bowl and tasted it with my finger. Whenever you taste it, you want it to be on the slightly salty side, especially for a thick piece of meat like this. Pork butt is very thick, so it takes a lot of seasoning. The best way to do it is probably to dry brine, which is just dump a bunch of salt on it and leave it in the refrigerator for 24 hours and then season it with no salt. That's the best way to do it, but if you don't have that time to dry brine, just add the salt in with the rest of your seasoning and let it sit. I think I let mine sit for about maybe 20, maybe 30 minutes while I was getting the grill nice and hot, getting nice and ready. And then I brought it out here, and that's when I put it on. I didn't show any of the seasoning part, but that doesn't really matter. Anybody, you can season it however you want it. This is just going to show how beautiful this can come out with just a little bit of time and a little bit of care. All right, we'll check back in shortly, see what we come up with. We're going to take a little peek. It has been a few hours. Got my jug here with a little water and apple cider vinegar. As you can see, still rolling, slight smoke. You can just barely see it coming out of there. It's been rolling at a steady 250, a little bit under 250. But we're gonna take this off and take a look, see what she looks like. Ooh, yeah. Just looking good. Nice and toasty looking. I'm going to see the fire going quite well right there. I am just going to grab my little rake and just turn this grate a little bit. So always try to keep it on the opposite side of where the fire is coming from, and also the smoke will filter out of that side too. So right now it's rolling pretty heavy over on this corner right here. So I'm going to try to turn this grate. Okay, got the grate turned a little bit. Just going to stoke this fire just slightly to give it a little bit more oxygen. Still got quite a few bit of coals. It's been going for about 3 hours now. I'm going to try to roll this, a little piece of wood right here. Get that over on that side. Try to get this giant piece of coal over on that side also. Fire is looking quite nice. I'm going to allow this to
Hopefully heat up just a little more before I close it back up. Get this thing rolling about 300 degrees. And that pork butt is absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna wait a little while, sprinkle a little bit more seasoning on it, on the in-betweens of the fat where it's just spreading apart, where I gave it a nice little score. And then we'll come back to check on it later. Got about another 3 hours to go or so. All right, we're gonna take a look here. It's been going for about 5 hours. We'll see what we got. Ooh. It's looking spicy. It looks moist enough. I don't think I need to spray it at all. Just gonna leave it just like that. Let it keep rolling. Let it keep on going. Try to get this up to about 300 and then see where it takes me from there. Looks good though. Got about another hour and a half worth of coals. I'm gonna work on that real quick. Just gonna grab a hold of this, set it down in this pan right here. Now I just got it in this turkey pan. I'm gonna cover this up with some foil and let it keep cooking for about another hour and a half, 2 hours, till that bone pushes out and it's nice and soft and tender. All right, got the oven set at a nice, comfortable 375. Got my thermal pan set at about 195, and then I'll give it a check to see how it looks when it gets to that temperature. First thing I'm going to do is find out where I'm going to put this marker. I'm going to put it in the side, right? It's already pretty damn tender. Sitting at 154 right now, and then I will wrap this in foil. Put it in the oven. I like to put it shiny side down. Comes already in. Sitting at 154. Alright, this thing has been resting for an hour. Still sitting at 190 degrees. We're going to take a look and see what it looks like underneath here. It's going. She already started splitting, you can tell. I'll go ahead and pull this bone out. See how clean this bone is. You can get it out. Oh, very hot. Bone came out extremely clean. A couple little chunks here on the edge. Pull those off. Tastes good. A little bit of seasoning back to add some on at the end after I split it.
Sprinkle a little bit now. Sprinkle a little bit after it's done. So go ahead and rip a nice little piece of this thing off. See how beautiful it is on the inside. I mean, this thing came out absolutely beautiful, and it tastes absolutely great. So, probably pull it out again when I pull it. Take the pan out. That tastes so good. I'm gonna drain all the liquid into a bowl, put that in the freezer. When that top oil freezes off and gets hard, I'm gonna dump that out, put it all back in. All the rest of the liquid is gonna go right back into the pulled pork. This is absolutely amazing. You gotta try it. I mean, on point. Amazing. Ooh, that tastes good. And here is the finished product. We have a little bit of seasoning left that we're going to sprinkle on top and then mix it all together. I've already tasted it. It is absolutely amazing. The bark was perfect. The flavor is perfect. If y'all get a chance, go ahead and try this. Don't be afraid. Last little bit of the seasoning. And we're gonna take this to another level. Just gonna mix it around here just a little bit. So you guys can get that nice look. Get a nice little morsel. Get a nice little morsel. Got a little seasoning on there. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if it's focusing. I think that's the best thing I can get. But it's beautiful. Came out perfect. Came out very nice. And I'm gonna taste it one more time. Absolutely great. Perfect. You gotta try this. Please, please try this.